people. Wait, I'm checking myself on YouTube. I can be seen. Okay, I can be seen now. I can put the phone in the proper place. Hi, people. Good morning. How are you doing? Today I woke up and it was very funny because I started to prepare my things for my breakfast. And then just came to my head one thing. I was like, the people. I remember when I was a child, and the people used to say, like, hey, you are from the church, you cannot curse. Hey, people from the church do not curse. And something that is very interesting is that normally people do not know how to explain why the behavior is in that way. This is the biggest problem in the life of any human beings, that they cannot explain a behavior. So if you cannot explain a behavior, you cannot actually behave properly. And I was like, oh my god, people, they tend to generalize something, but they cannot explain why this happens. And I was like, the words are so powerful, and the people, they are not paying attention to the words they are using, and they are just cursing. I'm just telling this because I just remembered I was over there. I started talking to the water because I was washing the thing, so I started talking to the water. That's awesome. So let me start. Let me stop and fix my hair before I keep putting my hand on my face all the time. Cannot do this. It's gonna be like this. Anyways, I'm gonna start because I'm gonna be talking about the observer effect, because I said that I was going to talk about this a long time ago. And I'm gonna use the research of my students. Two of my students. One of them is Gabriel, and the other one is Katya. And Katya's research I already used one day for the three brain concept. And Katya, thank you very much. And Gabriel, thank you very much, because your researches are awesome. So let's go. I'm gonna read. The observer effect in quantum physics is a phenomenon in which mere observation can alter the state of a particle or result of a measurement. When we insert an observer into the system, it acts as an obstacle, as if you were to close a passage in a pipe through which something is flowing. If charge starts to accumulate in the system, it ends up going in the opposite direction. So when the observer is over there in the system, it is like an obstacle, because now it's altering the particle, altering the state. It is over there. Before it was just flowing. It was just flowing in whatever it was. But when there was an observer, it alters, and then it just blocks the pipe. Okay, let's keep going. According to the research, the observer induces the state of the system to a state that transmits current or energy in opposite directions. When we are in the quantum environment, made up of particles on atomic scale, where the laws of quantum mechanics prevail, the simple process of observation, just watching, changes the state of the system, and this makes it more likely than that the current will be set to flow in one direction or the other, explains researcher Rubio in the article. Okay, that was the explanation. Now I'm gonna read the Katya's research or her homework. She wrote, quantum physics is the part of physics that describes the behavior of light, atoms, and particles such as the electron. One of the discoveries of quantum physics is the observer effect, which explains how thoughts create and influence reality. This is what we're going to talk about right now. In conjunction with religions that already advocated the influence of thought on reality, quantum physics has scientifically proven these ideas. Thought is energy vibrating at a rapid rate. Energy cannot be destroyed. It transforms into matter, which is energy in a slower vibration that we can see and touch. We spend much of our time focused on the physical world around us, on what we can see. But before things are seen physically, they are first created in thought, in vibration. If we spend more time imagining our future, the life we want to live, we can accelerate the speed at which our dreams come true. We can say that we constitute the real, that we build the world, that we provoke events. This broadens our responsibility before the world and life. It is not a question of a determination external to us, but of ourselves determining the paths of our existence. Now, let me explain one thing. Okay, observer effects. What you see is influenced by yourself. In the live stream that I did about perspective, that I had talked about what happened with Mahad. Um, Let me see here that I had found. Yes, that I was sitting on a bench. Mahad saw one thing, and I saw something different. I saw the dog. He only saw the man. So he thought in his head, the reality that was in his head was that the man was a priest and that he was coming from the church to check what we were doing, sitting on the bench. But for me, I saw the dog. The man was a normal man with the dog, walking the dog. And because the man was looking at us, Mahad thought that there was a problem. But I knew that the man was looking for the dog behind the bench and it was behind Mahad. And what happens when you see something in a certain way is that you actually alter that. Well, in the case of Mahad, he did not alter who the man was because the man kept on being the same person. He was the man walking the dog. So he had his own reality over there. And he was a third person because it was Mahad, I, and the man and the dog. And in this thing, we have the influence of people because the man could have seen us in a different way. So there are three visions over there, and even the dog has also a vision, but the dog was not paying attention to the humans, he was paying attention to the environment. So the man saw us in a way. I saw the man and Mahad in another way. Mahad saw me and the man in a different way. Now, how do I explain how you change the reality with your perspective, with the way you observe it? Two examples that I can give. One is you are in a dark room. And when you are in a dark room and there is a very low light, like almost no light at all, but you can still see things. Everyone has experienced this because you look at something, it starts to move, but there is nothing moving over there. When you focus too much on something in the darkness, that thing starts to move. It's not actually moving, but it's moving because obviously molecules are moving, but your eyes cannot decode what you're seeing. So your brain starts to make up things. So you start to see faces, you start to project fear. Because many people, when they are in dark spaces, they project fear because they don't know what is inside of a dark place. So you start to see faces, you start to see things moving, and as your fear increases, the projection of what you don't want to see start to show. because you are focusing in what you don't want to see. And when you focus on what you don't want to see, this is what you will see. It's not that it's actually happening, but it starts to happen just because of the way you look at it. Okay, this is awaken. You are awake. Now let's go to a dream level. When you are dreaming, I'm a drink. When you are dreaming and you you see something and you don't want something to happen, but in the exact moment that you feel that in the dream you don't want it to happen, or you want it to happen, or you even think that something will happen, it happens instantaneously because of your projection and your observation. If you are not putting into that your perspective, that will not happen. But because you are the main character in your dream, it starts to alter the state of your dream. So you are walking, you are walking in a street, and suddenly you feel fear, like someone will run after you. And at the same time, someone starts to run after you. And then you start to run. And then in your head, you think that you're not going to be able to leave the place, but you are running in the same place and you cannot move. You're running too fast, the person is approaching, and you cannot move because you have the fear. And whatever you are focusing is what is happening. Because in the dream, there is no difference, there is no time, no space. So it doesn't matter if you intend something now, it will not take a while, like in our physical reality, to happen. It happens instantaneously in the dream. But in the physical reality, it takes a while, but it does happen. So, whatever you repeatedly think about is what happens. This is why people, they have distorted vision of life or of the world. And the people with distorted vision, people who see the world as a bad place and they see everything as the world is punishing them, with these people are is happening the worst things. So they are all the time unhappy, and they give reasons to unhappy things to happen to them. And they keep on repeating the same thought, and the way they observe their lives is the way the life is. So, in the observer effect, it states that the way you are observing something, that is the truth. This is the truth. So, you are observing, and when you apply your perspective, your thought, your vision to that, you alter the state of that. So, however you think about life or about anything in your perspective, you're gonna alter the state of your life. This is what happens when people are constantly complaining and murmuring. There is one thing that you have to remove from yourself: complaining and murmuring. You know why? Because when you complain about something, I'm not talking about addressing something that is wrong, I'm talking about complaining. For example, it is cloudy, right? Yes, behind me right now, outside is cloudy. People will start to complain that, oh my God, this is such a bad day. It's so ugly outside. I feel bad even saying these words. It's ugly outside. It's so depressing. And they start to state negative things. And this is how they make their body feel. what comes from your mouth first affects you. It is affecting only you. And the words that you put out to somebody to hear, well, it will affect them if they want. Now, I'm going to talk about two visions or two point of views, the point of view of you that are speaking and the point of view of you that are listening. Because when you are speaking words first. You are projecting, you have the thought, right? The thought is a high vibration. It is vibrating, it's electricity. And when you put out, I already talked about this, you are vibrating. Your voice is coming out and creating and setting the reality. But it is coming out from you. So you have to produce that matter on you first. You have to produce it all in you first. So your thought produced it already. Now your voice. And with your voice comes the feeling. I already talked about this in the three brain concept. So everything together, you are creating whatever you speak, you are creating, and first to yourself. First comes to yourself because it is coming from you. So pay attention to what you are speaking because first you are setting all of this in you. Understand this, understand this. You create whatever you speak. And now you are listening. You are listening. Let's say that you encountered a person that is really complaining about things. This person is really negative and complaining so much. Well, there are two options. One, if you're responsible for the person, you're going to teach the person what to do and what not to do. If you're responsible parents. Parents are responsible for the children. So if your child is complaining, as my parents taught me, it's your responsibility. Now, if you're not responsible for this person, it's your choice to listen because when you are listening, what enters also condition your brain. Whoever you are around is conditioning how you think and how you feel, how you act. So if you are around people with negative thoughts, you are basing yourself on negative because the brain, the thoughts, they are based on something that we hear, something that we see. All of the senses are influencing your thoughts. Your senses are influencing your thoughts. And knowing that, you needed to be aware of what you are allowing yourself to interact with so you can change the thoughts that you have. All right. Now, we know that what comes out. Oh my god, this is so funny. Wait a second. Okay, so Jesus said, Jesus said, it is not what goes into the mouth of a man that makes him unclean and defiled, but what comes out of the mouth. This makes a man unclean and defiles him. Why did Jesus say that? Okay. When asked, Jesus tells the disciples that it's not what goes into a person's mouth that defiles him. It's the words that come out that reveal the sin of his heart. Yeah, yeah. Because you speak, you speak. So, what is it? Where is it? Is it? It is in Luke. Yeah, so many places. Luke 6:45. What you say flows from what is in your heart. And for the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mouth speaks what the heart is full of. So you can only speak what you are full of, and you create as you speak. And you speak the way you see things. So now we know that everything is interconnected, right? As I explained in the live stream of I don't know when, I was doing braids on my hair, and I was explaining that the life is completely connected and people are neglecting even their food. When I start to talk about food, people, in the three brain concept, what is the text? The text, the three brain concept. So, um, that the intestine, the beautiful intestine, is responsible for producing lots of our hormones and neurotransmitters. And because of this, what you eat influences how you think. So let's say over here, I opened the homework of Katya here. Other aspect is that 90% of serotonin is produced in the intestine. This explains why eating has an important effect on our mood and why depression is connected to poor nutrition. The study also revealed the important connection between depressing emotions and the inability to act. Why? Because the intestines are responsible for engaging action. This is why many people feel that butterflies in the belly, or they have like diarrhea or something when they are anxious, because they have to engage action, and engaging action touches a lot our gut. And when you are putting unnatural chemicals inside of your body, you are putting things that are clearly not natural. Look, people, the thing I already said, the thing is not delaying your death. The thing is enhancing your life. Oh, Karini, but one Coca-Cola, one soda will not kill me. No, it will not kill you. It will just disrupt your ability to act and to purely see life. You want to see life purely? You should be pure. You should eat natural things. Stop unpacking things. If your refrigerator looks like a place full of cans, full of boxes that you are unpacking sandwiches and noodles and whatever it is, you are not going to think purely because this is unnatural. And being unnatural will not allow you to have the ability of using everything that I am teaching and everything that is proven. When you are not taking care of your body, When you are not taking care of everything, you cannot develop, you cannot grow, you are just delaying death. You are surviving for something purposeless. There is no purpose if you're just surviving. You don't have a goal with your life if you are just surviving. Oh, I'm human. I want to feel the pleasure of this experience because I live only once. Yeah, feel the pleasure of enhancing yourself, not from degrading yourself. If things are degrading you, this is not pleasant. They ain't pleasant. You have to start switching your point of view and understand where your point of view is coming from. Based on what? Based on who? Who told you to think like this? Because you have to understand why you think in a certain way. Our thoughts are based on what we heard. I was talking to my parents. Oh my God, I love my parents. Thank you, Lord, for making this mixture of this genetic code. I was talking to them and we were talking about how children are born knowing things because we learn that we are born and this is the zero ground that we learn from the birth on. But let me tell you something. No, no. We carry genetic code from 14 generations back. And if we carry genetic code from 14 generations back, 14 generations, so we have like the parents, the grandparents, and like you keep opening that tree, you have there the memories, the feelings, the knowledge, the everything. It's a code, it's a book. It's a genetic code, it's a genetic book. You have a book. The baby is born written. It's written. If it was not written, the matter, the body was not going to be formed. Because it can only be formed if the code is connected. If it's not connected, it's not gonna make the body. Understand? Okay. And you are influenced with the things, everything from your past to you. That's genetic. Now, from you on, it's epigenetic. So, what is epigenetic? Let's go, let's take a look at that. Epigenetics. Let's see. Epigenetics is the study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. So that's epigenetics. So the moment that you are born with a load. Sometimes babies and children they remember things that they have never seen themselves, but they saw because it's coming from the past, it's coming from their ancestors. They see you have the memory, you carry memory from what was before you. Yes, yes. And you carry memory also of what is after you. And I was talking to Katya, my student, about this, about seeing the future, because life has no time and space. The physical realm has time and space. This is why it takes a while for things to become material. But we see before, after, and now. And we carry memory from the past and from the future because the future is set. But we are much more than one line. We are not this line here, past, present, and future. We are above it. We take it all. We are all. So this is where people start to get tangled, that they cannot understand that we are one with everything. And when the baby is born, they are born with already genetic code. So you have to ask yourself where your thoughts are being based, where you taking your thoughts from. And if necessary, you should just stop, break up with the limiting beliefs, and build now a different mind, a new mind, renew your mind. Because when you see that people from your past or from your environment are influencing negatively your thoughts and your behavior, you should stop thinking and change it. Because now you are the responsible for your life and for your results, for your being. And understand one thing also, your offspring will carry your genetic code. And whatever your behavior was and your knowledge is, it is being carried on, it is being passed on. Many people do not care about that. Most people do not care about that. Because it's just natural. It just happens. It just goes on. Like I give birth, and this is it. There is a new life on earth, and people are not understanding even what is life. You know what is funny? The funny thing is that most people they are born into this world, and like in Matrix, you are born in a system, into a system that makes you skeptical for the truth. And it sounds crazy when people are talking about the truth, and we're like, sometimes when I talk to people and people do not understand what I'm talking about, I just think like how deep it is that someone puts in you a belief and you just take it. In the movie Inception, God, I love these movies because of the message. People watch movies for the message. In the movie Inception, they say that one powerful thing is an idea when it's planted in the subconscious mind. When you plant an idea in someone's mind, it is so difficult to remove this idea. And you are born into the system that you are born with this idea. You grow up with it because people start to put it into you. The woman is pregnant, they start to speak around the womb, etc., etc. And when I start to talk about how humans are actually, that it comes out of the normal that I already explained what is normal. Normal is in the norms, and the norms are created by someone. People be like, nah, humans don't have this much power. And I'm like, who told you this? It is the same thing. You come to a lion. Oh my god. You come to a lion and say, look at that elephant. Look, you don't have the power to kill that elephant. It is too big. The lion's gonna eat you definitely. Start talking to the lion like this. And then you be like, nah, you don't have power for that. You're not powerful. What you are talking is superhuman. No, it's just natural human. Human in the nature. Natural. Everyone is living so artificially that now the natural is supernatural. No, no, no. No. Natural is natural. You are living an artificial level This is why you think that natural is supernatural because you are artificial. You are eating artificial. You are thinking artificial. You are not authentic. You're not authentic. You're artificial. You eat artificial food. You use artificial products. You listen to artificial truths. And then you think that being a human is like supernatural. Creating your reality is supernatural. No, 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 no. No. Let's see here. Let me just share this live stream with some people just to be saved. And I'm gonna thank one more time to my students that they develop the the homeworks. They are so, what is the word? When a person is committed, they are so committed with creating their works and studying and sharing their knowledge. I am so thankful for my students. They really, really put in the effort of creating and researching. I'm very thankful. And so this is it. I am glad that I could talk to you and tell you about the observer effect and everything else. So understand that everything is supposed to be questioned. Learn to ask questions. Learn to question things and research about things. Do not believe everything. Do not believe what I'm saying. Don't. Don't believe because there is one thing that is different belief and knowledge. Do not believe anything, but know it. Oxnard, California, showing love and support. I'm Jose Guzman. Hi. Thank you very much. It's on YouTube. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support. And yes, when you know things, you don't have to believe. When I am telling you something, you don't have to believe. Take your notes and research. Test. This is how you make something a fact. You take something that you believe, you have to break all your beliefs and make them facts. And you're gonna see if it is true or false fact. So if you believe that something is in a way, test it. Just test it. When I talk about anything, test it. Just test it. One thing that I'm going to research to make sure that I am talking correct is I believe that when you hit yourself against an object like the door or the refrigerator, whatever it is, the interjection of saying ow or any sound that you make, it amplifies the pain. I have realized this. It takes longer the pain that you feel because it happens to me and it happened to other people too. You hit yourself and you react with your voice. The pain lasts longer than when you just hit yourself and be silent. And I'm gonna research why is that, why it happens, because as I said, the voice is creating your voice, your speech, the sound you're making is amplifying everything that you're feeling, is creating everything that you're thinking. So when you make a noise like you have guitar that make dong, and that the wave just reverberates and just spreads around. Well, I believe, and I'm going to research about this as soon as I finish here, that when you feel pain and you make a sound according to the pain, it increases the pain. And this is a belief. Now I need to research because for me, this is a fact. Because I know this. Every time I hit myself against something and I make noise, the pain lasts longer. But I need to research to make sure that what I am saying is actually true or proven. You guys that are watching, just test it and later come back and write on the comments what happened. Well, I hope you don't hit yourself against things accidentally because that's not nice. But when you do, pay attention, just be silent. One time you be silent, control your voice, and see how much longer the pain will last when you're silent and how much it lasts when you make noise, when you react with voice. Because this is very interesting. For example, children, when they fall down and you react to the child, they start to cry and they cry for a long time. They are not even like, they cry a lot. But when you do not react, they fall down, they get up and they keep on doing things naturally. So, also here, as the observer effect, when the observer of the children are looking at them and they think something and then they react at the child in a certain way, the child will respond or react to the thought of the observer, of the parent, of the adult, of anything that is over there. But when there is not this interaction, the child really just ignores what has just happened and keep on living. So I am going to research about that because now I got highly curious. This is the key for life. Be curious and question everything. I love it. I just really love it because people become adults. People are adults and they are not questioning what is happening. For example, yesterday, let me show you something. Yesterday, I was playing with this, like chess pieces that have magnets, and some pieces they do not glue together, given to the position of the magnet. And I was like, nice, because they are repelling themselves. Yeah, right. But some are gluing together. Okay, fine. Okay. And then I was like, God, people become adults and they stop questioning things. They see a phenomenon like this, and for them, it's just something random. They don't care. Really, they really just don't care. Like I am thinking and I got curious and I wanted to study about how the magnets are repelling themselves and why the position that I put the magnet inside of the pieces are making some repel because they are not really gluing together like straight. They are just staying like this and the others are together. So it's like you become adults and you stop questioning things because asking questions is childish. No, I don't know who told you this. I don't know who told you that questioning, asking questions is something for children. No, adults need to learn. Adults are not completely formed creatures. Like you are not done. Life has so much, and adults just are focused on money, time, and money. And it's so funny. Hey, you that are on YouTube, can you like the video so other people will receive it and be like um, recommended? Thank you very much. It is so funny when I ask for liking the video. It's like it sounds very funny. Well, like if you want, I'll be thankful. I'll be very grateful for that. And yes, people, this is it. Test everything. Disconstruct your beliefs. Don't believe me. Listen to what I'm saying and just research. Do like my students. My students love researching. They are so looking forward for every day's homework that when I finish the lesson, I start to type the homework. They be like, "Oh my god, this will be something hella interesting." And yes, so research, guys. This is all I wanted to say to you guys. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Um, I just want everyone to wake up and understand, because having the understanding, as much as you understand, more you see that you don't know things. And you just get more curious and curious and curious and curious, and you want to know more, because life is so beautiful. Life is awesome. To be only worried about what is going to happen next, just live the present day knowing that you are making your life. You are making your life. You understand how powerful you are, and people are just saying that no, humans are not this powerful. Yes, you are powerful. You are creating your reality. You create the reality. It's yours, human. I make my life the way I want it. Dude, I am from a city. Nothing bad about this. I'm not complaining. But I'm from a city of 7,000 people, and these 7,000 people, they are mostly thinking negatively about life and complaining and gossiping. And dude, I am in Berlin. 7,000 people in a small city in Brazil, a place where people are poor. But just because that my parents taught me the power of the thought. My mother used to say every time I would say to her, "Oh, I want to be in Moscow. I want to be in this place. I want to be in that place." You think that you are already there. There is no difference between your thought and the reality. I used to get so angry, but I would listen to my mother. Yes, because I would get angry because of what she was saying, because it for me it felt like she was just mocking me. But here I am in Berlin after living 2 years in Turkey and now 1 year in Germany. And the thought that you have and the repeated thought that you have actually is creating your reality. You are conditioning yourself to your reality. You create your life. And when I say this, people, and I have to be patient because it's not everyone that knows what I know. And it's a process. It takes some time and desire. Because when you have no desire, what you are gonna learn for if you don't have a desire, right? So have desire for life and be authentic, be natural. Natural. You know, natural. You are born natural. Stop being artificial. Look for nature. Look for natural things. Because if you are feeding your body artificial things, you are becoming powerless, and you will not believe that you have power, because this is artificial. In the artificial world, you have no power. In the artificial world, the natural power is supernatural. So get out of the reality of the artificial and start to understand the truth. Okay. So 50 minutes approximately of live stream, I think. Yes, yes, 50 minutes. Hi, Mady. How are you? She was the director of my school when I used to study in Brazil. An awesome woman. She is here on Instagram. People from YouTube, it's on Instagram. And yes, I am blessed for the people that were inserted in my life. Yes, this is it. So I wish you all great knowledge, curiosity, life, and light. Understand who you are and just be, just be. I'm so happy. I am such a happy person. I am a happy woman. I am a happy human. I am who I say I am. So create with your words, and now I'm gonna stop here on YouTube and